Oh, and hello everybody, and welcome to Console Watch. It's me, Demondantei here. It's been a while, I know. Had a bit of a time playing God of War there for a bit. I apologize, but it's an amazing game, and I highly recommend you get it. And if you don't have a PlayStation, go and get the PlayStation bundle and have the experience of probably the best game there is. But anyway, we're going to talk about one of the other best games today, and that's Overwatch, of course. So we're about 3 hours right now they're recording this video until the start of Season 10. It's been 3 years going, and we're already on Season 10. Where is the time gone, I tell you? But, so what I want to talk about is some of the big changes that are going to be happening in Season 10. And of course, the biggest change of all is going to be a new hero coming in, since Blizzard decided to change the rules on us a bit and wait until the start of seasons to put in new maps and new heroes. So, I wanted to get to one point real quick. That means that the new map from the Retribution update will probably be going live into Quick Play as well as other modes tomorrow, but will not be going into competitive until probably Season 11. If they decide to keep this new waiting a whole season for big updates like that. But anyway, so it's been a whole season since Brigitte was launched into Quick Play. So we've had time to play her, and everyone has grown afraid of her, which I don't understand, but we're going to talk about the reasons why and her counters, since this game is all about counters and team kills. Not about attacking the point, it's about killing the other team. If you kill the other team, you have the point. Don't worry about getting on the point. Kill the other team and work together as a team. That is the point of a team-based FPS. But anyway, so Brigitte, the new support hero, kind of. One of the most important things I want to emphasize, and I emphasized this in a previous video, is that Brigitte is not a main healer. She is a hybrid of sorts. If I was to choose Brigitte, I would choose Brigitte as a secondary tank or a third tank, not as a primary healer especially, or a secondary healer kind of. If the team is really brawly and you've got a good primary healer, like you have a Moira or a Mercy, then you can choose her as the healer and as the secondary tank. So what this allows is possibly for more people to play DPS, but she doesn't work in a dive comp. She works in a brawly tank comp. So that triple to even quadruple tank, we'll count her as the third to fourth tank. If you've got a Mercy or a Moira, it will work really good. You'll have enough heals being outputted to be able to take care of everyone. She doesn't work so well with, or Ana. She doesn't work so well with Zenyatta. Zenyatta is not a primary healer himself. His healing amounts is not quite as high as, let's say, Mercy, Moira, or Ana. He again fits kind of in that hybrid point where he is a ranged DPS healer. So make sure, because one of the things you're going to see starting in the next couple hours is you are going to see Brigitte one-tricks come out of the woodwork. Just like when Moira was added in, there's going to be a ton of people one-tricking this hero and just insta-locking her in. So if you're already a support player, just fall back on your previous support. I am not going to be insta-locking this hero. I'm only going to use her if I feel that she could be beneficial. It's a very tanky comp or something like that. I'm going to stick to Moira. That's just what I'm going to do. I feel like Moira is the best healer in the game and can affect the game in many ways. But Brigitte will just delete one type of comp in particular, and that's the dive comp. That's why she doesn't work with dive comp, is because she destroys dive comp. So as a Brigitte player, if you're going to choose to play Brigitte, one of the things you need to make sure you are doing is you are the peeler. You are taking the place of the diva or the Roadhog that would have protected those healers in the backline. Your now job is to protect the backline. If you see a D.Va or a Winston or a Genji coming in to dive the back heroes, it's now your job to turn around and take care of them, because you can, as a Brigitte, you can take Genji, Winston, D.Va, most of the time Tracer, in a 1v1. You'll win. You'll win guaranteed 90% of the time, because they can't kill you. You're going to be outputting more heals than they can handle, because on top of that, you should also have your healer right there to be able to keep you alive as well. One thing that Brigitte does is she survives. But that's going to bring into the point of, how do you eliminate Brigitte? How do you take care of Brigitte? Well, one of the things that makes Brigitte able to do her job is close range battles. She cannot do anything from ranged. She can't do a thing. She can't heal. She can't do DPS. She can't do anything if everyone's staying outside of her effective range. So if you've got a Brigitte who's causing problems and healing too much or killing everybody on the enemy team, and you're, say, I don't know, Tracer or Genji, and you're having trouble with her, switch to McCree, Widow, Hanzo, or Pharah. Hell, even Reaper is a good counter to her, but Pharah is her hardest counter. Pharah Junkrat, probably, because if she can't touch them, if she can't touch the enemy, then she's not doing anything. She can't keep her team alive, and she can't heal, she can't do damage, she can't do a thing unless she can hit something. So if you're having issues, just stay away from her. Just be slow and cautious and just push in and kill her. And she is probably one of the primary targets you should focus on killing. And that's the other thing. Once she's alone, she can't do anything. She can't sit there and stall at a point. She can't sit there and 1v2 people or 1v3. If you get on both sides of her, she's gone. Her shield is tiny. Her effective range is small. Just stay the hell away from her. So that's basically how you counter her. The other thing we want to talk about real quick is her combo of what makes her so effective. And one of the biggest things that makes her effective is not her healing output, but it's her armor. If you don't know, armor halves the amount of damage you do. So if you're doing 15 damage, if you're hitting armor, you're only doing like 7.5 per hit, and she puts out a lot of armor. So like, as you can see right now, her armor takes her alone from 250 HP to 400 HP. She does that to everyone when her ultimate is up, and she can get her ultimate up really easily if everyone's just coming in and brawling with the team. So again, stay away from her. And then her kill, her like almost instant kill combo, if like, let's say you see a Genji coming in and diving your Zenyatta, shield bash, do a couple swings of your flail, and then rocket flail them in the face. Or shield bash, rocket flail them in the face. I recommend doing it after that stun has worn off, just like I did right there to Lucio, because once you do your rocket flail, it's going to knock them back, and they're going to be outside of your range. You want to make sure you're keeping them inside that 5-meter range of her flail. One thing I should point out is that, so besides for Brigitte being in there, there are a couple updates to some heroes that will be happening, but I don't expect them to happen today. They're probably going to happen tomorrow, only because Blizzard is known for doing their updates on Tuesdays. Not their big updates with the hero or map, but like their patch updates are usually on Tuesdays. So things that could be changing is going to be the Hanzo update, the Lucio update, the Tracer update, the Genji update, and also I feel like there was one more. Oh, the Junkrat update. Alright, so let's go through the list. Hanzo, scatter shot, gone. No more scatter arrow. No more getting one shot by a Hanzo shooting at the ground, not even aiming at your face. That's going away, as well as he's getting a new ability. So his two new abilities he's getting Actually, there's more changes than that. But his first thing that's replacing Scatter Shot is going to be an Arrow Volley, where you push the ability and it has a charge. It's going to basically sit there and have a toggleable ability where when you hit the fire button, you can hold it down or you can press it. It's going to fire 6 shots in very quick succession. So boom, 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 boom. He can't really move very much during that ability. It's kind of a strafing. But if he fires all 6 of those shots in, like, let's say a Winston's face, that Winston's going to die. It's going to do that much damage. Most importantly, another thing they did is they did increase his arrow speed. So his arrows move at a much faster rate. They're going to get to you much faster than they used to. You're going to get hit by him. Like, you're going to see it and it's going to hit you instantly. That's a big change right there. It kind of moves him more into a less of a projectile and more of a hit scan based character, which is really good for those Hanzo mains. The other thing they did is they decreased the recast speed on his Sonic Arrow, as well as decreased the size of it. So he'll have it up much more often, but it won't cover as big of an area. So he's going to be like a completely new hero. So all you Hanzo mains out there, that's going to be probably hard for you to figure out. The other update would be Tracer's Pulse Bomb. Now no longer does 400 damage, it does 300 damage, which is going to be really hard to get those group kills that she used to get, where you could throw the Pulse Bomb down and say you're standing a few feet away from it, but it still kills you. That's probably not going to happen anymore, because the fall off damage as well is only going to be like half that much, so you'll still lose 300. And that's to keep her from insta-killing like a tank, run up one clipping Pulse Bomb. The other change that went in for Lucio, of course, is his wall ride. He now sticks to walls. There's no more need to jump off when you hit, like, right there across the middle of that. You'd normally have to jump off to make it around those little bulges in the wall. He'll just go around them. He'll just stick to the wall and go around it. He still has a speed boost when he jumps off. So he's going to be a little harder to predict and hit, I think. And what else? So Junkrat's projectiles were changed. They're now much smaller, so they don't have as big of an explosive area, and you'll be able to dodge them easier because they're going to be little tiny balls. And the other change to Junkrat was his Riptire speed was slowed down, so it's going to be a little easier to follow and shoot. And like, there it goes, like that. But anyway, so for this season, I wanted to ask everyone what their expectations are, what they're hoping to accomplish with this season. It's the 10th season, getting close to almost the pre-annual season of the anniversary event. But anyway, I know mine is to try to make it back into Diamond. Didn't have such a great season, but I didn't have a lot of playtime this season. I managed to finish off at 2,700. Not the best, but I want to make it back into Diamond somehow. I'm hoping Moira can carry me back there. Maybe get into Brigitte play. I know I've been working a lot more on expanding my hero base. Anyway, let me know how you feel about Brigitte, what you think is going to happen, and what you're expecting the changes for both you and the game to be this season. But anyway, I will check you later, and so long, just like Reaper went down that hole. And have a good day, and talk to you guys later. Bye.